Assalamu alaikum. Visualsoft produce InnovBase business engine and full group of business applications which is built on that engine, like HR and payroll, financial accounts, sales, procurements, materials control. Today Mr. Qasim is going to introduce one of our important business applications, which is production application. Let's watch together. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Qasim Abdul Wahab. I am senior programmer in Visualsoft. I want to speak about production module in InnovBase ERP. This module controls and regulates production process and calculate costs and quantities. Let's begin. Before using this module, we have to set some settings. We have to define raw materials. So we have name, description, unit, and expected wastage. Also here we have some formulas which contain X, Y, and Z. This formula is used for calculating cost. Then we define parts which make the finished good. Parts are made from raw materials. After that, we define accessories, which is also parts, but it is secondary parts and contribute in making finished goods, but we can put them away. Now we come to define fabrication route. So we start with the fabrication category, where we set things which we are going to produce. For example, cabinet. When we open this category, we find many kinds, like cabinet with doors, cabinet without doors, etc. Or another example, bread production. We find many kinds, like Arabic bread, toast bread, and French bread. These kinds are considered as fabrication routes. So when we want to produce bread, we can select one of these fabrication routes. Let's take an example of normal table production, and let us see how to define fabrication route. We see here parts of this product, and beside every part we find the raw material which make it. Also XYZ formulas which are used to calculate costs of producing these parts. There is extra formulas which can be used to guide machines in production process. Let's see this fabrication route details. In first tab, we find parts of this table with accessories and semi-finished goods, where semi-finished goods are parts but can be considered as finished goods. For example, car's door can be sold alone or to put as part in car product. Then we have a tab for each workstation in this route, where the last tab is for the finished good. For example, here first workstation is cutting. We will find things or parts to be cut, their description, and how many workers, how much time we need. These workstations will rely on those formulas in component tab. Also we will see them in planning sheet later, where all these formulas are converted to numbers which workers can use to produce this part, and so on. Second workstation, punching, until the last one we have finished good ready. Finally, we have to set workstation type, where we find all workstations which are in all fabrication routes. Notice please that there are two methods for calculating product cost. First one is to set cost per hour for each workstation. Second one is to define machines and their costs per hour with workers' hourly rates. First method is used mostly because it includes other costs like rent, electricity, taxes, etc. Then we go to finished good master. Here we find that for every finished good there are fabrication category and fabrication route. Now production module is ready for work orders. After we have finished settings for production module, let's issue a job order. There are two kinds of job orders. First one under make to order, where job order will be relying on sales order. Second one under make to stock, where we use direct job order. New. Here we set branch where we are going to produce for, and here we select the finished good we want to produce. For example, small Arabic bread with 100 grams white per piece. Here we set quantity as 1000. Then we save and close. We create a new planning sheet. Here we select from job orders which do not have planning sheet yet. Save and close. A window appears containing unavailable raw materials. Here all materials are available, so we save and continue. Then this window will appear with tabs, one for each workstation, where first tab is for common information and final product and its quantity. In first workstation tab we find raw materials and so on until last workstation. If production engineer accepted this planning sheet, then he put check mark here to create work orders and component list. At saving and closing this screen, automatically InnovBase will create work orders for this planning sheet. One work order for each workstation. Now we have to open components list. Where we can see raw materials and quantities. From this screen we can issue delivery notes. Delivery note can be for part of total quantity or for the full quantity. Here I am going to select total quantity, so one delivery note is enough. When we go to components delivery note, we see that InnovBase has created delivery note to deliver raw materials from store to factory. Returning to work orders, let's begin with first workstation work order. Now we can issue sub-work orders for part quantities or for full quantities. Let's take 200 or 300 for each raw material in this workstation. Here we find remaining quantities which need other sub-work orders to be finished. Now we go to open sub-work order . Where we can assign a worker to do it. And here we enter starting time and date. After worker has finished the job, we come again to this screen and enter finishing time and date. When we save, we find the period which was needed to finish this quantity. And because we have set previously cost per hour for each workstation, we will find here the cost. Also we can see cost of raw materials in this workstation. After finishing any sub-work order, we set closing date. Then we get closed status automatically. Is it on time or not? And that is calculated through expected time in settings of planning sheet. Also, we get cost per piece in this workstation. Let me now issue another sub-work order to finish first workstation quantities. Now here we find after closing second sub-work order that work order has finished. After finishing all workstations work order, production voucher will be issued automatically. Through this voucher, InnovBase add produced quantity to store quantity with total cost for this product. After saving this voucher, we find cost voucher has been written. By this, we have finished explaining production module. For any more details, please don't hesitate to contact us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.